Thank you.
Well, good morning, everybody. Hey, happy Saturday to everybody. Happy Saturday. And before we get too far into it, I just want to make sure that one, that you can see me, and two, that you can hear me. Most likely, if you can hear me. And so, by me knowing if you can hear me, if you don't mind putting in the chat where you're from. All right. So, I'm in the Northern Virginia area, and then I call the host. I'm the co-host, but the host Scott Buckles, he's also here with me. So we are just so excited that that y'all here. So I see some folks are coming in from Austin, Texas, Chicago, Dallas, Fort Worth, Colorado. Welcome. Okay. Hey, Chicago. Yeah, this is another Chicago. South Florida. Welcome, welcome. Another South Florida. Man, we got a lot of South Florida in here today. Another Chicago. Hey, we got Wardo from Maryland showing up. Seattle, Washington. Hey, welcome, welcome. So as y'all start to come in, we got DC in the house too. So when people, as you start to come in, uh, yeah, put in where you're from. We just love to know where you're coming from. Plus, that lets us know that you can hear us. Now, we like these property tours because you get to ask questions, and the way you get to ask questions is by putting it in the chat. We love for everybody. Please stay muted. That would be very helpful so that way we can hear because sometimes we may have some audio that jumps as we go and look at the different properties as we walk around. So if you don't mind staying muted, that would be really awesome. Also, please do us a favor. You know, the investor today took time out of their day to really show what they're doing. So if you hear and you start to put in like, your services and stuff like that, please don't do that. We will remove you because what it does is it kind of distract from the investor who took time out of their day to kind of show what they're doing. So we really appreciate that. So hey, we got some folks, ATLs here. We got some Fort Hood, Texas is showing up. Pennsylvania is also showing up. Hey, we got um, Rich Rising Family. Okay, all right. Chicago is in the house. North Carolina is here. Oh, somebody originally from the Dominican Republic, but they live in North Florida. So, hey, welcome. It's glad to see you here. We got some more folks coming in. Hey, all the way from Thailand. Hey, Anna, how you? Good to hear from you. I'm glad you're doing well. Hey, Southern Delaware is also here. So I am so happy to hear that there's people from all over the United States. Because one thing we know is real estate is everywhere. So if you really want to kind of like, I'm wondering about real estate investing. Should I do it? This is a awesome place where you get to ask questions in the chat and hear the story that somebody's actually doing real estate investing right now. I mean, like in today's time, in action. And that's what we love to do. So I'm looking at the chat. So if you haven't put your where you're at, here's your opportunity to go ahead and do that. And then I'm going ahead and turn it over to Scott and let him also welcome in the rest of everybody else here. So thank you all for everybody. Go ahead, Scott.
Can you hear me, Keith?
I can hear you, Scott.
Welcome, brother. Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, November 16th. Wow, we're just a week or so away from Thanksgiving, one of my favorite holidays, if not my favorite holiday of the year, as I believe that we all have so much to give thanks for. Again, welcome, guys. We again to kind of follow Keith's introduction here. We love doing these property tours and sharing from our community members across the country, as we're a nationwide group of investors who collaborate, who learn together, who do deals together. We actually travel together, we vacation together. It's just an incredible community. But we love sharing what members are doing across the country. And today we're coming from the great state of Texas, and we've got a fantastic property tour lined up for you. Again, my name is Scott Buckholz. I am your host. We have Keith Jones on, our co-host, and we just appreciate our investor today um, for taking her time out to go out to her properties to share with us. I think I saw early before we started, she actually had somebody working there. So that's always cool to see workers in action. I know she's pretty much buttoned up on her properties, or she's close. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring Depe out. Depe, can you turn your screen on or your audio on as well?
Hi, everyone. Hello.
Hey, Depe, how are you? Yes, we can hear you, and
good.
we can see the garage door. How are you? Can we see you?
Okay. Hi. Hello.
Yes, we can see you. Hello, hello.
Hi. Good morning from Austin, Texas. Yeah, it's a lovely day today. It's sunny.
It looks beautiful out.
Yes, it is. So,
well, Depe, thank you for taking time out to go to your property today, or your two properties, and share these with our community. And we have a lot of guests on today. So we love sharing these stories and things. And we kind of like to start off with, because not very many people know who Depe is. So it's kind of neat to start off with your story, kind of like your background, where you're from, what you've done, and then why did you get into real estate investing, and what is it about our community? Why did you want to become a part of our national community? So go ahead, Depe, kind of tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, thank you all. You're welcome. My name is Depe Olajide. I have done 29 years plus in banking. As a banker, I saw so many people start businesses. I helped them start businesses, and by financing, consulting, and all that. And I knew that it was possible. And I was operating in a situation where it just wasn't working for me. There was so much anxiety. There's so much toxicity coming from a corporate organization. I was one of the very few ladies, at my level in the banking system. And all I could think of was I wanted to get out. I wanted to get out. And eventually I did. And then when I left, it was, what next? A friend of mine, who is also the person that introduced me to this community, I saw her, coming on here, took me to a program like this. And the person was talking to us about real estate, and all that. And I'm like, I can do this. I can do this. To cut the long story short, I came into the US during COVID. That's also a story on its own. My mission at that time was just check on my sons like I normally do. I have 3 sons. They are my why, and when I got here, I had to make a decision whether to leave them here or go back home to Nigeria and hope they pick up my phone. So I decided where your treasures are is where your heart is. So I decided to stay. And then I called my friend up. I said, remember the meeting you took me to on a Thursday in Atlanta? And she goes, yes. I said, I think I'm ready to do it. And she was like, are you sure? I said, yes. And she sent me to another meeting. And then I joined the community. And for me, it was basically what attracted me to the community was the learning, the support. There's so many things that I knew will set me up on the right track. I was done with, analyzing and paralyzing, reading so many documents and not being able to execute. But I was thrown into the midst of people that were actually doing deals, not telling us theories, but practicalizing it, and for me, that was a lot, So coming into the US, I had a brother that was working for the top, accounting firms. I had friends that were like, oh, you have a great CV, come join us. And I'm like, no, I need to do something. Business ownership was something that was paramount. I had a son that was struggling with school. And I'm like, this would give me time to even understand why he was struggling with school. So my why are my sons, the wind beneath my wings, the reason why I wake up every day to leave a legacy, and then my team also. And for me, it was like, this is where I need to be, owning my own time, being able to do something creatively, and also having time for other things that are very, very important to me. So that's me in a nutshell. That's it.
Well, that's an awesome story. I'm so glad you shared that with everybody. And I loved how you talked about your why, because we all have our whys in our life, why we get up every day, why we do what we do, what is our goals, what are we driven for, what drives us. And so thank you for sharing that. So coming from Nigeria, if I heard correctly, you came over to the States during COVID. Is that correct?
Yes. So typically, yes. So typically, my sons were in school here, and typically will visit. I come to visit them for spring break. Then I couldn't go back because of what was going on, so I decided to stay.
Yeah. So you've been here about 5 years or 4 years?
I came in 2020 March, so I'll be 5 years in March next year.
Not quite 5 years, and look what you've been able to get done so far. This is exciting. So excited that you took action. I mean, that's so key for everybody on today. Here's a great example of someone coming across, from Nigeria to the United States. And now you knew how to speak English before you got here, correct?
Yes. So in Nigeria, it's English is our language. I mean, it's your lingua franca. That's we all communicate in English because we have different languages. Yes.
Yeah. So that's amazing. And you used the word paramount. So you wanted to do something paramount, something really that could make a difference in your life. And so today you're out sharing with us a couple properties, a couple houses, single family homes. They're right next door to each other, correct?
So yes, one is in front. It's the main one, and the other one is at the back. It's called the ADU. So the front one and the back one. Yes. So they're not behind.
So you have an ADU.
Yes. So yeah.
Perfect. So I know with ADUs, and I'm sure you'll talk a little bit about it. As you know, Depe and everybody on, we keep these to an hour to respect everybody's time on a Saturday. So I don't want to, take too much more time away from you from sharing these properties. But when you bought this property, he's going to actually pull up some slides. I don't know if you want to kind of move inside a little bit. He's pulling up the pictures on the to kind of show everybody. Depe, are you moving inside?
Okay.
So you guys should be able to see her and the slide right now. And she's going ahead and moving forward to go inside.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
So
I'm inside now.
Yep. So if you can also look at what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go through some of the slides that you actually shared with us, and you kind of already talked about. So like for instance, your journey where you talked about business owner, a mother of three, 29 years in banking. And now you're a real estate investor. So that's really awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And then you talked about your why. And so, we just want to share your why because you sent us some pictures of your why. That's you and your kids, and y'all look very happy, for the school that you talked about. And then you talked about the community, the support that you actually utilize as you're learning this journey, as we call real estate investing. And then you also had this quote. You had a quote up there that talked about, what the mind doesn't understand, it fears. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So for me, this is really one of the reasons why I do this. 29 years of banking, I rose to the top of my career, but I was very afraid. Very, very afraid of stuff, very afraid of presentations, very afraid of a lot of things, I was scared. I was scared of being told to go. I saw people being laid off. I was good at my work, but I was afraid. I was afraid of who pays what if I lose my job? Who's going to pay my children's school fees? I woke up, I was afraid of everything. I looked smart and bold outside, but I was afraid. And so when I left banking and I was asked to go for another corporate organization, I said, no, I don't want to be afraid anymore. I want to be in charge of my life. I want to be able to take decisions for myself. So Coming into real estate, I knew that one of the things that got me stuck, of stepping out into business ownership was fear of failure, fear of anxiety, fear of losing my capital. And so coming into a community where people already had the experience, they've done all those things, took away the fear. Helped me to allay the fears, and I was able to take action.
That's awesome. Thank you. Go ahead, Scott.
No, I'm just glad she shared and expanded on that. I know you got some cool slides to show with people from the very beginning of this property. So what are we looking at here, Depe?
So I'm talking about what the things, in new construction, the things I had to do. I did a lot of looking, searching, talking to my 5-star, talking to people that were in the real estate business. And what we did eventually was I found a dilapidated building. If you see the building, you'll think some would see a building, but I saw land. I saw what could come out of it. And then these were the steps that I took to get to where I am right now. If you go to the next slide, you'll actually see the, what it looked like when I got here. It was this old house. I never really went inside. with stuff inside, so many things inside I gathered, and sitting on a 16,000 square foot. So I saw what could come on top of it. I had a beautiful view of a creek at the back of it, and I'm like, wow, if I get hold of this land, this is what I will do. So that's just, the beginning slide was just telling you the steps. Got a dilapidated building, demolished it, got I had to get permits, and then, I had to bid for contractors, what to do to get contractors that are good. All that the community helped me with a set of, knowledge that was provided to me. So it was first getting the last divided 10,000 square foot. At the time, you needed subdivisions. And so I got an approval for 4 plots. So right now, 4 plots can sit on it, but I'm done with 2. Then we had the building permits approval. We had to do the erosion hazardous plan approval because of the creek that is right at the back of it.
Now, I know that some people are scared of permits. I know, Scott, you deal with this a lot. So can you kind of also share just a little bit as, we get ready for the next slide, that we talk about permits and what does that mean?
Well, basically, Depe being in Austin and I'm currently up in Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, every market, every county may have different type of permits that you have to do. And based on the land that you have, and what you're building, like she's got on here, she's got to do an erosion. Sometimes you have to do a soil, and get that tested. But permits are a part of the process, and there are more permits than, say, like doing a fix and flip, because there's different things. Here we have to literally get permits for the driveway, for the curb coming off the street. If we're taking down certain trees, depending on what county we're in, we have to follow their rules. So you just have to understand that. I think that's the biggest thing, Keith, is wherever you're building, wherever you're looking at building, understand the different steps and processes you have to go through a permit step process, and the time that's involved, because time is money. And I know Depe is going to talk a little bit, just briefly, on the length and time it took for her permit process. Go ahead, Depe.
So coming into Austin, I think that was that's the toughest part of this transaction. Austin is somewhere where everybody is coming in from. Investors are coming from California, they're coming from Florida, they're coming from New York. And being just after COVID, everything just took forever. So we started with a building approval. They changed the law. You have to get the subdivision first. It took literally almost 2 years. So to get the permitting. Yes. So that came with a lot of negotiation meetings. I had a consultant that I was working with. And but we're here today.
So do you think it took 2 years because of coming out of COVID? Was that what made it longer?
I think there's a lot of things going on in Austin. A lot of things before them. After COVID, in the last 1 year, it's gotten better. But for us that came in during COVID and after COVID, immediately after COVID, it was between 1 year and 2 years. But it's better, the staffing is better, their system is better. So it won't take that long now.
Sure. So you're showing here the good, the bad, and you call the ugly. That's kind of a play on words there. So your good was a high entry barrier, blue ocean. Explain that a little bit.
So what I meant, so not too many people want to go to the new construction level. Everybody's happy with remodeling, being a real estate agent, being a fix and flip, and like we know in business, the higher the risk, the higher the reward. You don't know whether the permitting will ever come. You don't know what's going to happen. So because it has a high entry barrier, because of cost, it's a bluer ocean. And then because of the higher risk, you have a higher return. And the good is I have 4 exit strategies here. One of the things that community also, now I can sell it for good dollars. It's literally 14 minutes from downtown, right? Or I can turn it to a short-term rental. Everybody is trying to do stuff in Austin, downtown, and you can actually, it's a very good location for short-term rental. I check the pricing for this area. And if I choose not to do a short-term rental, I can do a long-term rental with it. The rents are good. And then I can also sell a financing. The bad is the long permitting process it took. It could actually scare somebody out of Austin. But those are for those that get scared, right? But for me, I'm not going to get scared. I'm going to stay where the money is. And then the interest rate is high, if you, depending on if you go to the bank or if you go to the kind of lending or funding, And then the bad is also the high risk. If you get into the hand of a contractor that is not so good, or you messed up with, they mess up your foundation, anything can come up, And then there are limited good contractors, and some contractors just leave you. I mean, actually, the third contractor is the one that I have hired. First contractor left, second one left, is the third one that stayed, Then the ugly is the long critical part.
Awesome. Well, Keith, go ahead and go through those pictures. We're about 20 minutes after the top of the hour. So after you did the demolition, you tore off the property, you cleaned the property, what we call prep the area, you prep the construction sites. Yes. This is where they were forming for your concrete slab and your footers.
Yes.
Yep, I see that. And then in the middle picture is where the framing was starting to go up after the concrete slab was already poured. Is that correct?
Yes. And it was interesting going through all the phases. Yeah. So that's it. Right here where I'm standing was where all that was in the beginning. I think the picture speaks for itself.
Okay, so yes. There we go. So you've got I see the second house in the left picture. I see the second house behind the first house, and yes. It looks like they've got the Tyvek weather protecting on it, and they're actually siding right up at the same time.
Yes.
And then you've got the back house, the plywood undersheetings going in, and there's the picture in the middle of the front and the back house.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Now you're talking about the ADU property. So not every place where you can build properties or build houses will allow that. So if you are looking at a piece of property or a lot that's large enough, like, oh, I can always build a second house, or in this case, this has been plotted for 4 houses, potentially. You want to make sure you check that out very early before you get too far in your plans or your vision, because not everywhere will allow that. Because here, depending on, we have we have the town of Cincinnati, but within the Cincinnati, we have different communities, and the communities all vary on whether you could do something like that or not. So those are really cool pictures that you're sharing as progress goes along. There you go on the left. That's the first house up front. I can tell by that. I see your trusses up there. Looks like did they build those trusses by hand?
Yes.
That's what it looks like. Yeah, I could tell that. And then as we go to the middle picture, we see the siding. We see the siding on the right or the back of the house. Yeah.
Yes.
We're moving along there, Keith. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So
okay.
And so this is where we are right now. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. So it looks like you got board and batten on one part, and then you've got horizontal siding on the other part on that side of that house, and then you painted that. You had the painters paint that.
Yes.
That's a really popular color right now for us up here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that color is it's gray black.
Yeah. So out of curiosity, were they also building next door too?
Yes, is that a question? Yes, I own the building next door, but that's the other two. But I've not completed.
Wow.
Yeah, so, I told you that
the property story. Yeah.
Yes, I said that I got four plots, approved. So I decided to scale it. So I'm doing the first two, and then actually one of those is already roofed, and then there's third one. But I want to get this finished, and then I'll concentrate on the other two.
Well, I know we're running short on time because I know we got to go through 2 properties, but just like, wow. So I'm laughing because I know you said you had some other, but I didn't realize that in that picture, that's what you were talking about. So congratulations. That's really awesome. Let me see what we have. Oh, there it is. Now it's time to walk through the property. So let me go ahead and stop the sharing here. So that way you can kind of walk us through.
Okay. So you can see him painting the outside porch right here. This is the entrance of the house. Right behind me is somebody on the right. Yeah, he's painting the patio roof here. This is the living room.
So you may have to go just a little bit slower so we can let the video catch up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the living room. Right. We'll have there'll be a dining here. And this is the kitchen. I have the islander here. Very interestingly, a member of the community, like I said, she played a very happy and she helped a lot in choosing a lot of these things. She's online, dear Ko, I know she's hearing me. So this was me exercising my interior decor muscle. We put in the fridge. We have a microwave that is a high end. And then we have the cabinets all the top. This is a door. Can you see me? Yeah, this is the door coming out of the kitchen, and then we have a bit of space at the back. I hope I'm getting. We also have a sliding door in the living room that works out into another patio that they can decide to sit down and have drinks. So just enjoy the nice weather in. So downstairs, we have a 1-car garage. We have a 1-car garage. Okay. We have a full bath. We have a full bath.
Can you turn on the light in the yes. Can you turn the light? Just want to see the
okay.
You can see the work. And then for the camera, if you can just slow down just a little bit so we can capture all the hard work that you have done. Wow. That's nice. That's a very decorative mirror. I've never seen one like that. And with the light, that's really awesome.
It's very austere. Then we have a room here, which can be an office. or a small room if you have a guest, but so that's why we have a full bath, So I'm going to go upstairs. The house is on three floors. So this is the ground floor. I'm on the staircase, So
one thing I'm noticing, like real quick, is I see the recessed lighting, which is really awesome, and you have a lot of natural light coming through the house, that's pretty nice.
Yes, I like that. So this is the master bedroom. That's what we call it in Nigeria, but I think they call it the main room here or something. Then we have a sizable, interesting.
Can you just hold on just for a second?
Bathroom.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, all right, we caught up with you. The video just caught up with you. I think you was walking in a room real quick, and then next thing we saw was you in the bathroom. So there we go. Awesome.
So so we have two vanities, two mirrors. This is the shower. We have the toilet seat. We have a sizable closet, So there's a sizable walk-in closet. Are you guys with me?
Now, what was behind you? Was there like a hookup, or what was that right behind you? What would that be? What's that?
I'm not sure.
Cabling?
Yeah, must be.
That's her cabling.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna put a box there or a plate over that key.
Yeah.
I wasn't
like
sure if she was gonna have. Yeah, I wasn't sure if she had like vacuum. Some people put like the network for
Central
entertainment
vacuum.
and all that. Yeah, exactly.
So this is a sizable walk-in closet. We also help them put some shelves, in there. We're trying to make it, appeal to someone that loves, space and something good. And this is a bedroom again that is attached to. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
So there are 3 rooms on this level. There are 3 rooms on this level. There's a shared bathroom. There's a shared bathroom. Yeah, this will be shared by the other 2 rooms. Okay.
So, Depe, how many square feet is this particular house?
2,400.
2,400 square feet, and it has 3 bedrooms?
It has 4 bedrooms and 2 other rooms. 2 other rooms that you can use for other things. There is on 3 levels. So this is 1 room. It also has a closet. Mm-hmm. It has a good view also outside. It's a closet. Okay, you want the lights on? Yeah.
And what type of flooring do you have? Just out of curiosity.
Okay, so because we're doing the last, we've actually finished because we're doing this. We have hardwood.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's light oak, and it's really warming to the eye. The one is to the floor.
Wow, this is nice. So this is a 4-bedroom with 2 offices, and how many bathrooms?
No, 4 bedrooms with 2 offices. 4 bedrooms with 2 offices.
Oh wow!
So I have So there are 3 rooms on the floor. We have a laundry closet. We have the where we put the HVAC. The washer and dryer will go here. Okay, and this is the 3rd bedroom. So we have 3 bedrooms here. The first one I showed you on the ground floor was the office. It also has a sizable closet attached to it. Okay, so are we on the same page, Keith? We've seen
Yes,
three rooms and one office. We've seen three rooms
yes.
now and one office. So I'm going to the topmost floor where there's a very large room. So, okay. So this is the third, I'm going to the fourth bedroom now. What I like the most about this place is the view. So this is the room. This is a fourth bedroom.
Oh, that's a big room.
Yes, it's very big. Very big.
I love
I'm
the
thinking,
windows. I love the
yeah,
horizontal windows.
yes. I'm thinking someone creative loves to write or, write plays or do something. Would love to find us, as a place where they can get a lot of inspiration. Then it has its own full bath as well.
I'm just letting you know, people are commenting like, this is gorgeous. This is amazing. Huge house. Like, this is wow. And the natural lighting again, that's just really awesome.
Yeah. One thing I did with all the rooms, most of the rooms, I made sure that the shower had this kind of massage buttons. That was just me putting the extra, So
That's your signature touch. I got it.
Yeah, it has its own closet. Yeah. Okay. So,
Well, you know what? So I know I know you're about to walk to the other property. I just wanted to let people know that, as real estate investors, everyone has their little what we call thing that they like to do when they add to a house, to kind of like their mark when it comes to it. And that's really awesome that you're sharing that.
Yeah. So it brings out the creativity. One of the things that this did for me is that it brought out the creativity that I never even knew it was there. So this is a second office. You can see, you can do anything. They can do anything. They can choose for it to be a game room or an office or something. It's just a sixth room. So we have 4 bedrooms and 2 rooms. They can do anything. 2 other rooms, smaller rooms, they can do anything with. So these 2 are on the third floor, or so that, and it has its own closets. They can put books here or whatever they want. So this is it with this house. So this house has 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, 4 full baths, and 2 extra rooms. I'm walking down the stairs so that we can make it to the other house. One thing I'll do when we have enough time is to show the backyard for this house.
Awesome. So
Anyways,
while you walk into the other property, thank you for showing that first one. That was really awesome. Scott, there's probably some people on here today that's probably thinking, you know what, that is like huge. That's awesome. And just in hearing her story, but they kind of curious, like, how did they get plugged in, Scott? Some people are trying to figure out, I thought about doing, real estate investing in 2024, but I wasn't really sure. What would you say, Scott? And how would they actually get plugged in? What should they do next? As she's showing us the outside of the house, and she's going to the other property.
Absolutely, Keith. Yeah. So if you're a guest on today and you're, checking out our community maybe for the first time, or maybe this might even be your second property tour or second event that you've gone to, we actually have right after today, it's on a different Zoom link. So you need to get back with who invited you. And we have what we call an overview of our community and just more about what we do and what we can do for you as far as becoming a real estate investor. And again, that's on a different link. And it's right after this. It starts right about 5 after the top of the hour. So we'll get back with whoever invited you, and they can send that to you. And if it doesn't work today, there's some other things that you can plug into during the week and learn more about our community. But I love how Depe has taken such massive action here. And I got kind of excited like you did, Keith, when she showed the other property over on the other side of the fence. I was like, oh, okay. she said she had 4 lots, but I didn't realize she already had the third one up and going. So this is a really cool story, and uh, I do want to also expand on what you talked about, the lighting. Gosh, lighting is so important in a house, and she has a lot of natural lighting in that house. I was very impressed with that. A lot of windows, different design windows. So very excited about that. Kind of looking forward to the next house.
Yeah, that's look like
Okay.
she's
Depe,
there.
are you almost to that house?
I mean, they actually started from the back of the house to give you enough time to talk. So this is the
Okay.
back of the ADU. It overlooks a creek, which is a very good view. It's also on 2 levels. So this is the back. They're going to have a very spacious, Texas, they love their barbecues. So we're going to put grass on the floor here, and there's a sit-out patio at the back, so they can also, yeah. So now I'm going from the back inside the house, and yeah. So they have their own private gates. So right, they share the driveway. Well, they don't really share the driveway, but they share that gate into this driveway. It has a little bit of space in front. We have the fence to give some privacy. It's a sizable ADU. If I must tell you that myself, because I've seen a lot around here. So this is the kitchen. Well, I'm standing right where the dining is going to be, or the coffee table, or whatever that makes them happy. But it's enough for a small dining table. This is the living room. You'll have your chairs here.
So we got to let our video catch up. It hasn't caught up with you yet. Okay. So if it's possible, your friend, whoever's holding the camera can like back up kind of like towards the door, so that way we can get the reception in. That would be really awesome. And then they don't have to follow you because they can pan while you talk, and then we can go to the next level. So thank you.
Okay, so are you okay with what you have right now?
Yes, if you can tilt the camera down just a little bit. Just tilt it down just a little bit.
Down, a little bit, down,
yes.
down.
There we go.
Down. Fantastic. Okay, maybe like that. Okay, so we have a sliding door right here to give lights on both sides. This is the sitting area, right? Right here, I said this is the living room. We'll have a stackable washer and dryer here. We typically don't provide those ones, right? We have the fridge, the dryer, the cabinet, and I like you to say the cabinet is something I really like, the way that it's all the way up. It's really nice. We've put in the fridge and the gas cooker. It has its own garage as well. It has a one-car garage. We have a small laundry.
The pantry area.
A small pantry area. It has its own bath. Not a bath. Toilet. It's a half bath. The lights. Let me put on the lights.
So a question came in, and what's the square footage for the ADU?
The ADU is a little bit under 1,100 square feet.
Awesome.
Okay. I don't know whether you noticed the cabinet, the islander. I made the wood to match the floor. Okay, you can't see the though.
Say that one more time. Oh.
Yeah. So I did that. So can you see? Okay.
So yeah, if the person who's holding the camera can just go by the front door and kind of back out, so that way we can get a better view.
Okay, stay at the front door and so they can see.
There we go.
Okay.
Awesome.
All the way to the floor. I want them to see the floor.
So it looks like they use the same material in both units.
Yes. Yeah, that was how far I could exercise. Yes.
That's awesome.
But the bathrooms, though, yeah, but for the bathrooms, I think I experienced a bit, but it was easier for me to just go with the flow. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's
Okay.
awesome.
So I'll be going to the second floor. So staircase. You have the railings, safety. Okay, it's supposed to be, the two rooms are unsuited, meaning they have their own bath. We had to board this sliding doors because we didn't want anybody. We had a situation where one was broken, so we started. So this should look into this. This will look into to the creek, but you can't see it right now. The sliding door, and it has a balcony that it has a balcony that they can sit out of.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, so this is the main room, like the master of the ADU. Okay. It has high ceilings. I'm not sure whether you noticed that. Yeah. Okay.
I like that. That's the owner suite.
They're both. Yeah. You said what, Scott?
You call that the master suite or owner suite? That has that large of a ceiling. I like that.
Yes. And then we have the some full bath as well. Okay, thank you. So the toilet is right here.
You know, and it looks like you use a lot of efficiency appliances too, so that's really awesome.
Yeah, we have a shower. Yeah.
I see your signature there. I can see it.
Then we have the vanity. We have the, it's also okay. So the two mirror Suzy cabinet. It has a big closet as well. The big closet here. Yeah, some lights coming in there. And we put some organizer in there for them to make it easier for them.
Well, that's awesome. I know we're getting close to the top of the hour, so we want to make sure we get through this room, this house, and then we can go back outside and make sure our signal is good to go.
Okay, so this is the last room. The second of the two rooms is also en suite. It has you understand? The view is beautiful. That's one thing I like about this ADU. The view is just awesome. So,
agreed.
Yeah, this is the second room. Yeah. So we have the bathroom here. I don't know whether you noticed, I made the second bathroom black and white. So that's it with the second house. He also has his own closet right behind here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were quite generous with the closets.
No, most ADUs are not that big, but I guess you are in Texas, so that now makes sense. But this is awesome.
Well, yeah, even in Texas, I'm not sure we get closets this big. But I think the fact that I'm trying to put, a lot of times I try to put myself in the space of the person buying, and just trying to answer questions on behalf of a potential buyer. That helps.
So Depe, at this point, can you hear me okay, Depe?
Fantastically well.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
So yes, Depe. So at this point in the process, you're so close here to being wrapped up with these two properties. the main house, and then the ADU. You talked about the four different strategies, from selling the property to either short-term renting it, maybe long-term renting it, maybe offering it on seller financing to someone. What are you leaning toward right now? What are the numbers? What's the market look like right now for you?
Selling it is what is going to be the first
Selling
option.
it?
Yeah.
Selling it? Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody asked that question, which strategy were you going to execute out of the
Okay.
four?
And so
Selling.
I put your slide of your numbers up there. So that way, if you want to talk about your numbers.
Okay, so when I acquired the land, like I said, it was 16,000 square feet, split into four. So these two will be 400,000 cost of land, 600,000 construction cost, and selling and closing costs is typically about 10% of that. And then, the going rate is about for the comms, for the 4 beds and 4 baths, is 900 about the comparables are given to me by the router is 125,000, and the other one about 600,000, and well, that's it. Potential profit about 435,000.
Wow, that is so where's the fear? I don't see no fear. You definitely conquered your fear, because some people will look at that as like, man, dude, I really wanted to do that. But you saw vision in that first house, the land, and what was actually on it. So that's really awesome. Now,
Well,
some people may ask, like, how did you acquire the funding? Like, did you come to a string? I know you had a short story, and we only have like 10 more minutes. Um, but do you want to kind of like share how you got past that hurdle?
okay, so the first one was putting the money down for the land, and that was me, my family members. We just put in our retirement together. Once they heard I was doing this, they were like, "Okay, we're all in with you," and that was quite supporting. And coming into America, one of the things that shocked me the most is that the fact that you have land or you've done that doesn't help. It's your credit that helps. And so because I was new here, if I open Experian, my credit score was up there. But if I went for a loan, they're like, no, you don't have any credit history. You don't have monies coming in every month. And so I hit a lot of no's upon no's upon no's. And then one day I was talking to this guy that said he was going to do it, a hard lender. And then he said, after a while, he said, no, they can't do it unless I got a guarantor from my GC, which was quite interesting. And I'm like, okay, he's not going to do that because it's not his. And we had this conversation. I said, okay, tell me your risk and I'll provide the mitigants. What you're doing is what I did for 30 years. Give me your risk. And I said, banking is about de-risking a project. And we had this conversation. And I said to him, if you're not representing me well, I need to represent myself to whoever is the decision maker. Eventually, he said, you can tell me all those things you said about your risk and mitigants, the performance risk, the credit risk, the management risk, market risk. If you can put all this on paper, I'll put it forward to my boss. And I went back, I did a 1-page, I sent it to him in less than 24 hours. I had a term sheet on my computer for the 4 units, actually, for $1.6 million, for more than I needed. And it was something also that I learned, working with this community. No is not really a no. The art of negotiation, we got to learn that in this community, and seeing beyond the first no, and that there's always someone there outside there that is looking for your project, either to fund or to partner or collaborate with. I got that from that community, and it was a real victory for me. There will always be fear. I still have fears of this or that when I wake up, but it's just there. It doesn't stop me.
That is awesome. I'll just go ahead and applaud you now. This is really awesome. And, thank you for taking the time out to just, give us a glimpse of what you're actually doing, because yes, you definitely conquered fear. You learned through the, the education, the community, the support. You understood that there was a system, and it just really, your story, you went over a hurdle, over another hurdle, so you did nothing stopped you. So that's really powerful. That just because they said no, it was not always a no, right? And so you got to the point to where you are, where you standing in the middle of quite a few properties right there, and everybody's saying beautiful, super inspiring, that you didn't you pressed forward, and this is just really awesome. I just want to congratulate you, your the folks who was helping you, the community. I mean, some people saying, amazing girl power, so you got more support coming right now too, right? And it's really awesome when it shows that. Now, I know you got some things that you're really busy, and we about to get ready to go to the next meeting, because some people are probably just came on. They don't really understand, you know, how we came together. They don't understand, how to get started. And so, if you are curious about that, just contact the person who invited you to this meeting, and they'll get you to the next meeting. I went through that same process. Deppie went through that. Scott went through that process, so we understand. But the one thing we know is, if you don't take action, nothing happens. So we only got a couple minutes left, because we want to give people enough time to switch over. And you probably had a lot of things that you wanted to share, Depe. And what we want to just give to you this last minute is to say, how do you encourage that person who saw what they saw, what you showed them today, and they got these thoughts in their mind and they're not really sure what to do? What will you tell them to do? Like, what would you want to share that would hopefully encourage them to, if they never done real estate, to get started, or if they're already doing real estate, to take it to the next level? What will you share with them?
I want to tell you that the first thing is to take the first step. The first step is joining a community like this. They will never let you down. We're 20 years strong. The people that I didn't know it was possible to be amongst people that want your interest, even more than you. People pushing you on, sharing on. I have best friends from everywhere. Some I've never met. I remember when I got the architectural drawing for this building, I sent it to a guy in Chicago, and he looked at it. A shout out to my team leader who brought me here, dear Paul. I will always be grateful for you inviting me for this one meeting. Now, come for this meeting. All my life, I've been watching YouTube, HDTV, reading books about how to start, but I never did start until I joined this community and I saw everybody taking massive action, and the community will never let you down. They never let me down. They brought me to the finish line. And the first step to starting is actually saying no to those voices and joining us, be all in, and follow the same process that we followed. You can only have one way, one outcome, and that is success. So it's been an amazing time. Thank you for coming out here. It's been a lot of, days, but the community that is here, cheering me on, helping me, asking me how they can be of help. You have like thousands of years of people who've done what you've done before that are in this community. And guess what? They are so happy to help without being paid, without asking for anything. Of course, if you're asking for something that needs to be paid for, they will ask to be paid. But just coming out here to look out, to, help you make a decision, it's amazing, and one of the things I say, tell people that next to my salvation, joining this community is the best thing that happens to me.
That's very well said, Depe. Well, again, thank you for taking out of your day to share with everybody, and just to talk about your story and show your perseverance, how you push through everything. I'm excited to the finished pictures, and then obviously what happens on the other two lots or plots. And but again, like he said, if you guys want to learn more about our community, you want to understand what Depe has learned and how the knowledge she's gained and how she's done this, we do have that meeting right after today. It's on a different link. Get back with who invited you. They can get you set up. Or next week, we've got other things that you can plug into. So, Keith, if you don't have anything else, we can go ahead and wrap up.
Yep, that's it. Hey, everybody who just came on, thank you for being here. Hopefully you took some nuggets today, and we'll see you next Saturday. And
Not
Depe, again, thank you
not
for
next
taking your time
Keith,
out.
not just real quick,
Oh,
Keith. Next Saturday we are off. Next
that's right.
Saturday
That's right. I think there's
we
something called
have.
like Thanksgiving, right?
Well, no,
No,
this coming Saturday, we have our regional event, which is a huge event that anyone can attend online if you're interested. It's a Friday, Saturday event, and we're going to go ahead and pause the property tours for that.
That's right.
Um, yeah, so that's this coming Saturday. But now we are going to do a property tour the Saturday after Thanksgiving, right, Keith?
Yes.
Okay. So everybody, you guys have a great weekend. And if we don't see you before, have a great Thanksgiving. Depe, thank you so much. Everybody have a great time. Thank you. God bless.